Hi friends, welcome to the Prince of Technical channel. In today's tutorial series, I'm going to tell you about how to write the different logics in Python. So in this session, I'm going to give you the complete scenario of logics only. So I hope you are having at least some basic knowledge in the Python. If you are having basic knowledge how to read the numbers and how to read the name, that is more than sufficient to work on the logics. So let's start with the logics, guys. If you don't know anything, just quickly I'm revising the 2-3 points and then I will start with the logic. So I'm writing enter the name. So as you know, whenever you enter the name, that will store into the name variable, and if you wanted to print it, you are going to print the name. So I print the name on the screen. So see, you can right click, run PR softwares, enter the name it is asking. I wrote the PR software as a name. This name will be printed on the screen. So like this you can print what? Name you can print it, guys. The next will be, I wanted to read the number. So what I can write here, I will write here n1. Number means compulsory you have to write int. Here you will write enter the number. Enter the number. And that n1 value I will print it on the screen. So see whether we are getting the proper things or not. Number I get 10, 10 will be printed. But now my concept is nothing but first logic what I wanted to print the messages n1 is greater than 10. n1 is greater than 10. Second, I am writing n1 is less than 10. n1, I am printing n1 is less than 10. Is less than 10. So these two messages are there. When I will compile here, when I give 15, what message I should get it? I should get n1 is greater than 10. But what I am getting both. And 15 is greater than 10 and 15 is less than 10. Nothing but n1 is greater than 10, n1 is less than 10. Both I am getting the messages. So this is not diverting the flow. So what we need to use to divert the flow? So this is nothing but decision making statement in Python. What is the concept we are going to learn? Decision making statement in Python. So what is the meaning of this? Whenever depend on condition, when you want to divert the flow, is known as decision making statement. So what are the decision making statement we are having? We are having if else, nested if, and elif. So these are the four things we are having in the Python. So what is the meaning of if? First of all, if is nothing but what? In this we can write the multiple condition. Let us say I am writing here if n1 greater than or equals to 10. n1 greater than or equals to 10. It means n1 value should be either greater than 10 or it should be equal to 10. I will print here n1 is greater than or equal to 10. Second condition, now this is an independent condition, guys. I want to write one more condition to check whether it is less than or not. So I will write if n1 less than or equals to 10. Here I am writing two conditions. This is checking the condition and this is also checking the condition. If this is true, it will print this output. If this is true, it will print this output. Now just observe here, compile and run. I am giving 15 and I am getting the output. But the problem with the multiple if statement is what? If in certain situation both the conditions are true, both the conditions are true, both output will come on the screen. Observe very carefully here. Suppose let us say I gave the 10 value. I am getting both output again. Because as per this condition is separate and this condition is separate. So whenever you are having multiple condition in a program, you can go for the if. But in that multiple condition, every if condition is separate from the other condition. Let us say your interview questions. When you go to the interview, you will have the bit paper. You are selecting first bit. That first bit will compare here. Second bit will compare in the second bit. Third bit will compare in the third bit. Fourth bit will compare in the fourth bit. So that time what you have to use, separate if is required. Then you will go the if separate. But in this situation, if I am having one condition and both is having true and false part, then this condition is not, if is not suitable for this type of requirement. So then which one we can use? We can go with the if else condition instead of write to if. When to go with the to if? When one condition is having the true parts, nothing but this is true, I want to print this is true, I want to print this part. So in this situation, if else. What is the if else? Now if this condition is true, it will print the n1 is greater than 10, and if this condition is false, it will print this condition. Now in this situation, it will never print in any circumstances. In any circumstances, it will not print the two values. Observe now. Any circumstances, any value. Now I give 5. I am getting 5 is less than 10. I will give the even. I will try to give the 10, but now I will give either this one or that one. Depends on one condition only. It is giving either true or false. So this is the if else concept. I hope you are very clear. When we are having multiple individual conditions, then you have to go with the if statement. When you are having true and false concept, nothing but if this condition is true, I wanted to print these things. If this condition is false, I wanted to print that thing. Then you have to go with what? If else concept. I hope it is very clear about the if and else. So in the if else, we have done these things. Now in the if else, we are going to see certain programs. What is the first program I am going to explain in the if else is, I want to read the two numbers. Now write a Python program to read two numbers and find out which one is big. Now as per the condition, guys, what many people will do, they will not read the code properly and directly they will start they will not read the question properly and they will start the coding. So might be they will do some mistakes. Here the question is compulsory, they have mentioned here only two numbers you have to read and then big you have to find. Nothing but whether it is whichever is big is there, that I wanted to print. Messages are very strictly here. So n1 I am reading, second I will read n2. I will write here integer input, second number I have to read. I will write enter the second number. I will write enter the second number. Now in the condition I will write n1 greater than n2. Very clear, guys. As per my program, okay, here we have to change it. As per my program, my message says that you have to print which one is big. So I can't write it is bigger than, it is smaller than. No. As per my message, what I have to write? We have to write n1 is big, because message says only print the big value. That's it. Or you print it n2 is big. Don't write the n2 is lesser than or something. No time, because my message says that I have to print only big. Student, they does this mistake only. What they do, suppose example question is asked about which one is big. They will write A is smaller than B and B is smaller than A. Why we have to write that? Nothing. No required. No, A is not smaller than B and B is not greater than A. Condition says that whether you have to print only big. So n1 is big, print n1. If n2 is big, print n1, n2 is big. Like this you have to write this program. I hope everyone is very clear with this. Now the next program will be, I wanted to find whether the given number is even or odd. What is the next program? My next program will be, this is my first program. Now the second program will be, write a Python program to check whether given number is even or odd. What I want to check, whether my given number is even or odd. So how to check my given number is even or odd? And guys, one more thing, if you want to comment something, already you know hash you can use. I will write here PR Softwares Training Institute. PR Softwares Training Institute. Okay. So that this is called hidden part. Now here suppose example, my program is what? I wanted to check whether given number is even or odd. Given number means how many numbers we have to read? Only one number we have to read. And that is even or odd. So how to write how to think about the condition that you understand. What is the meaning of even number, guys? Even means the number which is divisible by 2. The number which is divisible by 2 is known as even numbers. So observe here very carefully. Now, Suppose my value is 10. I wanted to check this number is divisible by 2 or not. So I will write what? 10 modulus 2. What is the modulus operator, guys? It will give me the remainder. What is the meaning of remainder? 2 5s are 10. 10 minus 10, 0. Nothing but remainder is 0 will get. Suppose I wrote here 11 modulus 3. What is the remainder of 11 modulus 3, guys? 3 3s are 9. So what is the left part? 2. So this is called the remainder 2. This is called the remainder 0. I hope you got the clarity. If you don't get, I will give one more example. 21 modulus 6. What will be the remainder? Remainder will be 6 3s are 18. Remainder is 3. So 3 is a remainder here. So how we have to write condition? We have to write this remainder value equals to. Already you are aware in the operator concept. I explained in detail. Okay, I hope everyone is clear with this equals to operator in the operator class. I explained in a detailed way. Okay, in yesterday's section I already covered this thing. So here what is there? 10 modulus 2 equals to 0. It means what? If this remainder is 0 and my value is 0, if both are equal, equals means it will compare this value with this value. If both are 0, it means your number is even number. So just write in the programming. Here I will write, I read one number. Here I will write n1 modulus 2 equals to 0. It means what? If n1 is divisible by 2, that number is what? n1 is even number. If this condition is true, because this value is divisible by 2 means it is 0, that number will be even. Otherwise, n1 is odd. n1 is even and n1 is odd. Now observe the output. I will give here 23. I will give 23. 23 is odd. I will try with different output. 24. 24 is even. I hope you people are clear with this one. Okay. Those who want to write, please write it down quickly. Okay. Or you can take the screenshot. We'll go with the next program. Now, what is the next program we are going to see? Now, program number 3 we are going to learn. This third program, write a Python program to read the number and check whether number is divisible by 5 or not. How will you check, guys? Just now we have said even or odd means divisible by 2. Number is divisible by 5 or not means what? Just one thing you have to change it. What people will do? They will take here also 5. No need to do anything. Just in place of 2 you write it on 5. If number is divisible by 5, I will write n1 is divisible by 5 or n1 is not divisible by 5, not divisible by 5. Okay, so we'll read the n1 value. If n1 modulus 5, nothing but if that number is divisible by 5, I will write the number is divisible by 5, else it is not divisible by 5. Just check the output. I will give here 15. n1 is divisible by 5. So like this we can write the example. Very simple. Now the next will be fourth program we are going to start. Write a Python program to read the number, and check whether it is divisible by 3 and 7 or not. 3 and 7 or not. Now here, guys, it will be changed. Now 3 and 7, I need to compare how many numbers, guys? 2 numbers to be true. So how will I write? I will read the number. Here I will write n1 modulus equals to 0. That is true. One more condition I need to write n1 modulus 7 equals to 0, because both are independent condition. I wanted to check it whether n1 is divisible by 7 and n1 is divisible by 3. But if both are divisible, then only I wanted to print it. So in that situation, you will write here AND. What is the meaning of AND? Already we discussed AND operator also in yesterday's section. We discussed about this about the operators. AND operator means what? If this condition is true and this condition is also true, if both conditions are true, then only it will print n is divisible by 3 and 7. 3 and 7. Else n is not divisible by 3 and 7. 3 and 7. So nothing but what? If this condition is both are satisfied, then only it will print it. Otherwise, it will not print it. So observe very carefully. Suppose I am giving the number as 15. 15 is divisible by 3 but not divisible by 7. So what you will get? It is not divisible by 3 and 7 because we need compulsory it should be divisible by both the numbers. Now which number is divisible by 3 and 7? 21 is the first number which is divisible by 3 and 7. So 21 is divisible by 3 and 7. So like this, what whenever we are getting different approach, then we have to write it down this one. I hope it is clear. Okay, now one more condition. Let us say my next condition is continuation. I will go with this program only. In this one, what I have to do? Write a Python program to read the number and check whether it is divisible by 3 but not 7. My requirement is what? I wanted to read the number which is divisible by 3 but which should not divisible by 7. Okay, means what? If I give the 15, it should print me it is divisible by 3 but not 7. So like this, if you want to print it, so what we can see here, I will write it down. Percentile d equals to 3, and here I will write not equals to 0. Means 7 should not be divisible. Not equals to, we will write like this, guys. If this condition is true and this condition is true, if both are true, then only it will print, otherwise it will not print. Now you observe, as per my program, here we have to say it is divisible by 3 but not 7. Now you observe, okay, I am giving here 15 is divisible by 3 but not 7. Okay, now you observe here, if I give 21 is not divisible by 3 and 7. So here actually we can write it down, it is divisible by 3. You can change the condition. Okay, divisible by 3 and 7, not divisible by 3 and 7, because as per our condition we will change it is divisible by 3. It is not. Okay, we can see it is n1 is not as per requirement, because we have to think about the messages and all. Just I am writing sequence, nothing but if it is divisible by 3 and not divisible by 7, it will print it, otherwise it is not as per requirement. Let us say 21. As I said, 21 is divisible by 3 but not it is also divisible by 7, so it will print it is 21 is not as per our requirement. Our requirement is what? Only divisible by 3, not 7. So let us say 15 I give, it will give it is divisible by 3 but not 7. So like this, in logics they can ask you multiple logics here. Okay, now the next thing, sixth logic. What is my sixth logic? Is nothing but write a Python program to read three numbers and find the average of three numbers and check average is greater than 90 or not. So what is my requirement here? I wanted to read a 3 number. First you have to find the average and then you have to check whether average is greater than 90 or not. So how I will write? I will just read the 3 number n1, n2, this is n1, this is n2, and third n3. Integer, input, enter the number. So we are reading total what? 3 number. I will write here average is equals to, in bracket, n1 plus n2 plus n3. And as you know, when we want the floating values, we will take the single slash. So I will write divided by 3. I will check if avg greater than 90. If my average is greater than 90, I will write print average is greater than 90. If you want, you can take it average outside so that your value will print. Okay, else I will write print average is not greater than 90. So average is greater than 90, average is not greater than 90. So let us check here. I give here 45, 46 and 89. 60.0 is not greater than 90. So like this we can write what? Average is greater than 90 or not. I hope it is very clear with this up to here, guys. Okay. So as I told you yesterday we have discussed few things, but today I am going in a very detailed way, fast way. Okay. Now the next will be, this is about this thing. Now next program will be nested if. What is the nested if? My next will be program number 7. Write a Python program to read the three numbers. Write a Python, read the three numbers and check which one is big, and check which one is big. Now here my condition is what? First I need to read the three numbers. So let us observe here how we can do it very easily. So I will read the three numbers first. Let us say my numbers are n1, n2 and n3. Okay. So you tell me, if I read only n1, if I check n1 greater than n2, by checking this condition, can I say n1 is biggest? Answer is no. If this is true, I have to check again what? N1 with N3. Am I right or not? Yes. So the same thing we have to write inside the program. So when we write inside the program, like I am writing here, I am reading the three numbers. Let us say I will take the three things. If N1 greater than N2, if this condition is true, then only I will check N1 greater than N3. Okay. Means what? Already know, guys, indentation and all, because it is just a logical cost. So I'm not covering everything. I'm expecting that if you know this thing. If you don't know, if you want the basic things, you can just comment me in the YouTube section. I will share that videos also for you people. Okay. Now here I'm writing here, if these both conditions are true, nothing but N1 is greater than N2 and N1 is greater than N3. If both are true, I will write here N1 is biggest. What we have to write? If this condition is true, also this condition is true, it means what? N1 is biggest. Else part what says? If this condition is false, if this condition is false, it means what? N3 is biggest. I will write here N3 is biggest. Okay. It means what? If this condition is true, then only it will go inside. But imagine that this is only false. Will it go inside? Answer no. So in that situation, what we have to do? We have to write here else part. This else part is for first one. This else part is for this one. This you have to check this line, you have to check whether it is coming in the proper way or not. Here again I will write if N2 greater than N3, because now I have to check N3 greater than N3. If this is true, I will write what? N2 is biggest. N2 is biggest. Else N3 is biggest. N3 is biggest. Now once again I will repeat, if this condition is true, it will go inside, it will check this. If this is true, it will print N1 is biggest. If this is false, it will print N3 is biggest. If first condition itself is a false, it will not go inside, it will come to which block? Else block. In the else block, it will check N2 greater than N3. If this is true, it will print N2 is biggest. If this is false, it will print what? N3 is biggest. Now we'll just compile this, compile and run. It will ask you three number, enter the first number 10, 20 and 30 I am giving. So it will print 30 is biggest. You can give anything. I will just give all the possibilities. Right now I give third number as biggest value. Now I will take 30, 56, 45. Which one is second? Nothing but 56 is biggest, like this. First one also I will show you, because many times student gets doubt, sir, you have shown only one output. So I am trying to show you all the outputs. Okay, 68 is biggest. So like this we can find out nested if. I hope you are very clear. Please write it down quickly, guys. Okay. Okay. Next. In the next will be this same program. here actually little lengthy concept is there. So what I will write, program number 8, same program I wanted to do with elif concept. Same program I want to do with elif. Nothing but I want to shorten the code, because you will say, sir, if I am having 4 number, 5 number, this condition will go complicated, more complicated it will go. So how to solve in an easy manner? This very simple concept will use, will not write all this stuff. I will write two condition here. Already we have just now see AND operator. What is the meaning of AND? If n1 greater than n2 and n1 greater than n3, if both are true, I will write n1 is biggest. I will write what? n1 is biggest. Else, now elif, because I need one more condition. If both are true, it will print n1 is biggest. If any one is false, it will come here. I will write here n2 is biggest. n2 is biggest. n2 is biggest. And one mistake, guys, people will do here. They will say, sir, how to recognize this, whether you have to write n2 or n3? They're very simple. n1 you are computing all the condition of n1 only, it will be there on the first line. Second line n2 condition will be there, and third line n3 condition will be there. It depends on how many condition you have, and last will be else. Now n1 and n2 already decides, so no need to write one more condition here. Here you can write what? n3 is biggest. n3 is biggest. See the output. 45, everything will be same, guys, just 89 is biggest, because we are using here else if concept. I hope it is very clear. Compared to this one, it is more easy. Everyone, any doubt, please ask. No doubts? Fine, let's go. Now the next will be, sir, same program, I wanted to do it for 4 numbers. Let us say I am having 9. Write a Python program to read the 4 numbers and find out which one is big. Which one is big? Now I have to read the 4 numbers and I wanted to check here which one is big. So how to check it? I will write n4 is equals to int of input, enter the number. And guys, here we can change it. Enter the first number, second number, third number, and fourth number. Okay. Here now condition will change. Already n1 greater than n2 and n1 greater than n3. I will add one more condition here. What you have to write? And n1 greater than n4. And guys, here one thing you have to remember. Many students get confusion. They will write the code, but they will say, sir, one time is enough now. Why we have to write? So you have to check. First, it will check this condition, 2 condition. Then it will check output of this one. Then it will check with this one. Nothing but how many are there? First, nothing but n1 greater than n2. If both are true, output is true here. Then this true value will check with this one. If one more is there, then it will check with that true one. Nothing but like this, it will check it. Again now, n2 greater than n3. Again we have to check n2 with n4 also. So this is what? First, this is true and this is true. Then only it will print n2. Here, if all are 3, n1 is biggest. If one of the fail, it will come to this block. Here both are true, n2 is biggest, or it will come to one more elif we have to write. Elif n3 greater than n4, because right now how many conditions are there? 4. So here we will write n3 is biggest. If none of the condition is matched, what is left? Else. So here we will write n4 is biggest. n4 is biggest. And guys, many people, many students ask me when they practice, sir, how many elif we can write? So there is no restriction of elif. As per your conditions, you can write any number of elif. Now just see the output. So first number, let us say 67, second number 90, third number 100, fourth number 103. Which one is biggest? 103 is the biggest. Let us try one more number. Second number I will give the biggest value just to conclude. 102, 600, 400, 305. 600 is the biggest. So like this you can give any number and you can practice here. I hope it is very clear. Now quickly I will give one small project based on this one and we'll see that example. The last example will be program number 10. Write a Python program to read 4 subject marks and find the grade system and find the grade. If average greater than 90, print A plus grade. Average greater than 85, if it is not greater than 90, then print A grade. Average greater than 70, print B plus grade. Average greater than 65, print B. Then average greater than 55, print C plus grade. Average greater than 50, print C grade. Average greater than or equals to 35, nothing but last stage, print just pass I got it. Now I want to print grade system like this. So the first thing is what we have to read the 4 subject marks here. So already we are having 4 things, just I will write it down instead of this, because subject is mentioned, so instead of N I will write here S. I wrote the S and enter the first subject marks. We have to write in proper way because we are trying to design one small project. Second subject marks. Third subject marks. Fourth subject marks. Okay, we wrote. Now average is equals to what? In bracket S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4 I calculated. After that divided by 4, done. If average greater than or equals to 90, what is the first grade is A plus grade, print A plus grade. And you can add some message like congrats, you got A plus grade. Now if this condition is not greater than 90, then it will come to which block guys? Elif. Just now we have seen if that condition is false, it will come to next block. Here I will write average greater than or equals to 85. Actually many students what they will do, they will write average greater than 85 and average less than or equals to 90. But here no need to write. Why? Because when it is less than 90, then only it is coming to this block. So don't write this condition, not required. Okay, this mistake commonly which people does. Here you can write what? Congrats, you got A grade. Next, Elif. Average greater than or equals to. What is next condition will be 70. If this is the case, we have to write print congrats, you got B plus grade. The next Elif again, average greater than or equals to 55, print congrats, you got B grade. Elif, average greater than or equals to 60. Oh sorry, 50. If this is true, I wanted to print you got C grade. Okay, and if none of the condition is matched, we have to write what? Print you just passed. We need to add some more condition here. You just passed. I wrote like this. Now just observe very carefully guys here. I will give the first output. I will give all above 95, all 90. Let us say my average should be greater than. Okay, congrats, you got A plus because all are 95. Let us say I am giving the average in between like some it will come around 80. Okay, so nothing but B plus grade, we got it. Now the thing is, sir, if I give my average is very good, wonderful, my average will be good only. Let us say my average is 90, 89, 90, all three subjects, but one subject I got 32, nothing but congrats, you got B plus grade. Actually I should get what? Less than 35, my marks will be, I should get the failed mark. Nothing but here I will add one more last condition here. If you got less than 35 marks in any subject, then result will be failed. Now in this situation, will it work? The answer is no. So what do I have to do? So before starting my program, we should write one line. So just what I have to do? Here I will write, if S1 greater than or equals to 35 and S2 greater than or equals to 35 and S3 greater than or equals to 35 and S4 greater than or equals to 35. If all the conditions are true, then only I will write my logic. Else, actually here we will write our logic. I will write just past. Else, I will write there guys, logic. Else, you are failed in the exam. And if all the true, we have to paste these conditions. Okay, now you see, nothing I did guys. Whatever I wrote yesterday, previously, just I pasted in the if block, nothing. Now you observe, if any one subject is failed, your output will totally change now. If all are passed, first of all we will see that it is working fine or not. Yes, congrats, B plus grade, you got it. But if one subject is failed, then what will happen? One subject 32, you are failed in the exam. So it means what? These are the validations we can give in the program. Okay, I hope you are very clear. So this is about what 10 logics we learn. If you are having any doubt, you can message me or mail me. I will reply on that. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel for more video. Thank you for watching this video guys.